Good morning, everybody. Saturday, 4th of July weekend. Man, do we have some spectacles planned for you. Here's your daily progress report. So systems are online. We're expanding our socials. Petition is up. Change.org. Sign and share across your socials. And we're recruiting some talented people and some very, let's say, surprising who is interested in making sure that Celsius stays strong. Recently we heard that Voyager is now facing a similar issue. This is on the tails of a $300 somewhat million loan from a digital dog named Samo over to BlockFi. So at this point, I think to say that it's speculation that there are foreign actors looking to acquire distressed assets or, let's say, get very good deals on private equity is no longer conspiratorial territory. I say that it's pretty reasonable that we can discuss such things and not be demonized for doing so. So this digital dog has poo-pooed DeFi for a long time. These other companies, which are essentially lending companies. So what they do is they take deposits from the users, they give them yield, so they give them some interest, which is very good. Let me sidestep. 1 month prior to this event with Celsius, only accredited investors could get interest. So retail investors, those barely getting by, working class, the middle class who are looking to put their kids into the non-public education system, scared of inflation, knowing that the reported figures are not as truthful as they could be, that their purchasing power is, that inflation ain't transient, my friends, and that a recession is not unlikely, but more that the data says we are already in a recession. So the people aren't stupid. And so they flocked to one of the only centralized exchanges at that point that was left, that were high interest yielding exchanges. And these were BlockFi and Celsius. So they're funneling everybody into a few places. And as it would appear, or the blockchain would say, there were, let's say, a couple actors, including a very special digital dog, who allow their platform to be used in a way not to help the situation. I think that would be the best way to put it. As for everyone else, the corporate press has not been doing much to help anybody. They have simply been reporting on the financial uncertainty of the financial restructuring of Celsius. Guess what, guys, corporate press? 1.7 million people are about to lose some amount or everything, myself included. Many good people in my building included. Many people in my community included. Many people on my team who are in 7 different time zones across the world. This should have never have happened to begin with. We are not pushing for regulatory oversight, no. However, this is, in large part, I say in large part, a failure of regulatory oversight, of consumers perhaps having been misled by some poorly worded marketing. And as a result, they may lose everything. Because no one is doing a darn thing to try to help Celsius ownership through this. They keep on shopping counsel after counsel within New York City. What they don't understand is there's a lot of conflicts of interest at play. And they have 1.7 million users, at least some of them some randos like myself, for example, are willing to incur voluntary cost and work for free on an ongoing basis to ensure we cover whatever spread they have, work with ownership to ensure that in us doing so, it is done in the spirit of cooperation and, let's say, mutual compensation for all of those who take an active role in drawing the capital there. There are solutions to what could be a major financial tragedy occurring in darkness because, again, the failure of the corporate press, with whom we do have a ceasefire with now. So if you're watching this, guys, we're reaching out. You just gotta reach back, look at our video online, and stay through to the end, because the featured video on YouTube is a ceasefire. We wanna work with you. But you gotta work with us back, because if not, we're gonna call you out, baby, and we're gonna do so every day, and we got a team that's gonna do so every day. Many of us have been lulled into complacency. Our men are growing weak. Men, stop complaining, stop trolling, stop whining, stop finger pointing. For those of you of good and moral character, my brothers who I haven't met, join us, because we're doing something. And we're gonna work our balls off until that something produces something meaningful. You can learn more about what we're doing, follow our link trees, hit up everything. Get that petition signed. We want it to go straight to the White House. I want this being debated on Congress floor. Is that probably gonna happen? Absolutely not. Will I find my way walking on the steps of our nation's capital? If it doesn't, you bet your sweet butts, me and everyone with the hashtag Global Celsius Initiative cause will be. We are not going to live in a world or accept a standard where the big banks are too big to fail and can be bailed out. But when a failure of our government's regulatory oversight, with which we pay for, allow this to happen, something has to be said. Something has to be done. This is a time that we need to speak up. This is a time we need to get together. I don't care if you're on the left or on the right or in the middle or on the moon or in the sun and somehow survive in that situation. Good for you. No. What I care about is that we come together despite our differences to avert what will be a tragedy of unknown magnitude of 1.7 million users, and this is going to increasingly spread. Again, they're going after the centralized exchanges. Again, the SEC refused to mention Ethereum by name as a commodity, while just 5 years ago, BTC and ETH, if you will, was a commodity, at least from the faceholds of the SEC. So it's time for change. It's time to get together. Quit your whining. Know that we're doing this because we have our own stake in it. We have to help you first. We have families. We have communities. We have nation states. And man, those of us who see the most, we have our shared world, our neighbors outside of our nation state. For our success to trickle across generations to ensure the meaningless suffering that we endure does not need to be endured by others. And we can do this by working together, but apart will be nothing. So, wishing everybody a very happy 4th of July on behalf of America, the world. Understand this. We stand for God-given rights. We believe you should have the right to say what you want to say and not be penalized for it. We believe that you should have the right to private property. We believe that your government should leave you alone because your rights are given by God and your government is elected to serve you, not to rule you. Don't ever forget that. This is Mike Benz signing out. One love.